Hey guys, my name is Joey Thomas, entrepreneur and small business educator here with 17 Hats. Now this is part 2 of the client journey workflow video. Now in part 2 of this video, let's jump right into a few examples of what a workflow would look like when using a platform like 17 Hats to automate some of the items that you have in your workflow. Now, like I said, some of these elements will be automated and some will have to be done manually, but using a program like 17 Hats, we can even set up reminders to do those items. Now, I've chosen 3 of the 6 workflows that I spoke about in part 1. These 3 parts of the client journey sets you and your prospect up for success and increases the chances of return clients and referrals. So we're going to go over 3 of them, and those are the lead capture workflow, the sales conversion workflow, and the onboarding workflow. For each example, we're going to assume that we run a service-based business where human contact and connection are vital. So let's start with the lead capture workflow. The first and most important component is using the 17 Hats lead capture form in the place you expect most of your clients to come from. If in social media, you can either direct link them to your form or you can have a link in your link tree or in your profile. Now, for this example, we will assume that most clients come from your website. Now, given that it's a website, you want to embed the lead capture form right into your contact page. Use it as the form in your contact page. Now, I would recommend that you keep this fairly short because, guys, most people are sitting at work or somewhere else and they're, reaching out to you, and we don't want to have them fill out a lengthy contact form. So no more than 5 questions. I think that's a really good sweet spot. Next, we want to set up a simple automation using 17 Hats for a lead inquiry response to go out right away. The great thing about this is that it will be personalized and it can be done while you're away from your desk. Along with this automated email that goes out at the time of the inquiry, you want to include a questionnaire. Now, this will do a couple of things for you. It gives your prospect an opportunity to engage with your brand, and it allows you to compile additional information that may be just too much to ask in the initial form. Now, again, don't make it too complicated or too long. We don't want them to feel overwhelmed by it, and we want them to complete it. So again, I'd suggest no more than 5 questions, maybe 7 if they're short, quick answers at the most. Now, here's what I do. As the last item on the questionnaire, I let my prospects know that the next step is a phone call. I love putting things on in those terms. Here's the next step, because then they know that that's a part of my process. So I let them know that the next step is a phone call and like to ask what part of the day they would want to connect. I'll usually say morning, afternoon, or evening. Now, this sets me up for the next part of the workflow, the phone call. Now, in my CRM, I can actually set up a reminder for a phone call to be triggered once the questionnaire is completed. Really convenient. Still lets me know exactly what to do next, right? Now, this is what I consider to be just a simple lead conversion workflow. Once we get on a call, that leads us to the next phase of the client journey. And so we go right into number 2, the sales conversion workflow. What does that look like? Now, in the sales conversion workflow, I like to always start with a quick phone call like I mentioned above. That's really the beginning of that workflow. Now, this phone call is just a couple of minutes to connect with the prospects and let them know there's an actual human on the other side. Right? It's human connection, right? We all want it. Now, from this phone call, we can go in 2 directions. So follow me here. Now, number 1, we can connect and set up a full consultation with them in order to convert them to a paying client. If we do this, if we decide to just speak on the phone for a couple of minutes and then set up an in-person consult or a Zoom, we can send them a link to our online scheduling calendar in 17 Hats and automate a reminder email a day or two before our meeting. All that can be done right inside of the system. Or we can go this other direction. Number 2, we can convert the client right there in our first phone call. It's really up to you. A lot of times you can feel that out and you can tell if a client is ready for that or not. But I have both of those in the bag and ready to go if I need it. So no matter which one you decided to do, the next part is crucial. Let's make sure we make the sales conversion easy. No paper, no scanning, no confusion, right? Even before I get on a call, I can have the client's quote ready in their profile in 17 Hats. This quote will have all my service options ready to go when they decide. And you know what? I can even customize it if I wish while I'm on that phone call. Once they choose a quote option, it's followed by a contract and then by the invoice. It's all put together. It's an easy 1, 2, 3 system that's fail-proof and it flows really, really well. The beauty is, the system doesn't change whether you're closing over the phone or if you're closing in person. When you're ready to sign, that quote contract invoice system is just there for you, right? So what we can do once this is done, this leads us to the next part of the client journey. Once the quote is accepted, the contract signed, and the invoice is paid, we can then trigger a welcome email as soon as the invoice is paid. Now, depending on when the service is being performed, this is your opportunity to prepare the client in the best way possible, especially if there are other sales opportunities with them later down in the client journey. So between the date of the sale and the service, you can automate emails to educate the client about additional products, give them helpful tips to prepare them for the service. You can send questionnaires to gain more insight about them, and send reminders at intervals such as 1 month, 2 weeks, or a week, or even just a couple of days out before the date of their project, their event, or their service. Make these reminder emails dynamic. And what I mean by that is change them up a little bit. They don't have to be, it could be videos, it could be, just a different way to remind them so it's not just boring text each time. And make it meaningful. Don't just send reminders, but add value by sending thoughtful tips, maybe links to other vendors that they may be interested in, and educational emails about how to make the best of your service. Now, doing this, it positions you as the expert. It creates a sense of comfort and trust for your clients and ensures that everybody is on the same page. Now, during this process, encourage questions. Ask for feedback, as their needs may change at any point in the client journey. So guys, those 3 parts of the client journey, I just wanted to give you a little example of how you could map those out. So go back and listen in this video just how those steps are done, and you can get creative with it, try it out. But it is important to set up something so it's systematic and it's repetitive, and you can do it for each client. Now, I hope this gives you a little bit of insight in how you can map this out for your clients using a platform like 17 Hats. And, guys, again, consistency is really important. Do you guys want to hear more about the other 3 phases? We have the lead nurturing phase, the offboarding, and the referral return client phase. If you want to hear more about that and how you can map those out, let me know. Use the comments. Let me know if you want to hear that. I can create a video about that as well. So once again, guys, thanks for joining us here. Like this video, subscribe to the 17 Hats channel, and I'll be back with more videos just like this. See you again soon.